America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. At Grand Canyon University, our MBA degree program is 100% online, with emphases in business analytics and finance to help you reach your goals. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
There's so much crime in our city, our state, our country. And a lot of it from the migrant situation, and nobody's really acknowledging it. And, our country's being invaded. I mean, there's problems in, where was it, Colorado?
Texas?
Texas.
Yeah, Texas. New York, certainly.
They were taking over apartment buildings, hotel buildings. And the one person that knows more about crime than anybody I know is the former commissioner of New York, Ray Kelly. Ray, it was good to be with you last night.
Yes, absolutely, John. It was a great night. I really enjoyed it. You're amazing. You're at everything. You're everywhere. So, but I certainly enjoyed it.
We have such a mess in our hands, Ray. Well, what the heck is going on? What do we do? I mean, there are armed Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment buildings.
Yeah. Well, obviously, one thing we should do is close the border. And we've had, millions of people come across. One of the most dangerous and vicious groups of people that have come in here was the Tren de Aragua. They are a gang from Venezuela formed in a prison in 2011. They terrorized South America, certainly Chile and Colombia, where they dismembered people in rival gangs. They prey on Venezuelan immigrants, but of course they came across the border with everybody else, and they're here in significant numbers. Their main goal is to prey on Venezuelan immigrants, but they're involved in everything. There's over 100 cases being investigated now by federal investigative authorities. They're involved certainly in selling drugs, in prostitution, in extortion, and they're expanding rapidly. As you said, they're in Colorado, they're in Aurora, Colorado, where they have effectively taken over a couple of apartment houses that house Venezuelan migrants for the most part, but not exclusively. So they are a problem. And, one of the real issues is we have no diplomatic relations with Venezuela. So you can't check on people's records. We don't know what they've done in the past, and that's a problem. So I'm happy to say that the federal government is engaged in these investigations, but all indications are from law enforcement that this group is expanding rapidly.
Commissioner, it's Judge Richard Weinberg. Good to talk to you again. So what do you do if you're on the inside giving advice? How would you counter this invasion by these Venezuelan gangs? Well,
one of the things that we did in the Bloomberg administration is we doubled the size of our gang division, and because it's a problem, and you have to focus on them. You have to monitor them on the internet, and you just have to really devote resources to it. And right now, the gang division, I think, is certainly smaller than it should be. But the problem is that the department's headcount is decreasing as well. They still can't hire the replacement. People have, for a variety of reasons, they don't have the desire to become police officers that they had in the past. When I became a police officer, the thousands upon thousands of people would take the entrance test. Well, that's no longer the case, and that they do it in a different fashion now anyway. But
well, a lot of them feel that nobody's watching their back because of all the new laws that have gone into effect.
Absolutely. The city council is the enemy of, I think, the enemy of the city. The enemy of the police department. They have disarmed the police. They have tied their hands, all sorts of silly rules and regulations coming from the city council. And the Civilian Complaint Review Board has been empowered to initiate now their own investigation. They weren't able to do that. So, yeah, they feel that they're under the gun, that, they have to be cautious, that their careers are on the line. Everybody has a camera. They have cameras. So you have to be very, very careful in terms of engaging someone because it could be misinterpreted. And so many of these allegations are that people will come in with a video, but the video is only half of what happened. They don't show you the first part of what happened, and that's a constant problem. But actually, the cops are somewhat supportive of the cameras now because they exonerate them in many cases.
So we have a commissioner of the NYPD who just resigned. What's the impact of that on the officers in the streets? How does it impact the apartment?
And you got a new commissioner coming in that was not part of the NYPD.
Yep.
Yeah, cops, they turn out 3 times a day in the blue suits. They're going to do the job. They're going to continue to do the job. We've had, unfortunately, through the history of the department, corruption investigations. We had the Nat Commission. We had Michael Dowd. I mean, when you have 54,000 people, you're going to have some problems and some challenges. But in terms of impacting on the day-to-day work of the department, I don't think it'll be that significant. Morale is a very personal thing. It depends on where you're assigned. It depends on what your commute is like, that sort of thing. So I know people have said it's going to impact on morale. I'm not so certain. I don't think it will in a major way.
Well, Ray Kelly, thank you for everything you've done for our city and continue to speak out for our city, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Okay, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.